I want to talk a little bit about diseases that are thought to be genetically transmitted by the medical system, which are not. I want you to get a hold of my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Again, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Remember, there have been thousands of failed medical theories each year for thousands and thousands of years, and the 20th century and the 21st century are no different. Cancer, for instance, is not genetically transmitted. We know you can reduce your risk of breast cancer, ladies, by 462% just by eating meat like roast beef and steaks and hamburgers cooked medium rare rather than well done, because of the heterocyclic amines and the acrylamides that occur when you burn animal fat, which are very, very heavy-duty cancer-causing substances, far more egregious than anything that Dow Chemical and Monsanto can produce. Then you can reduce your risk of breast cancer by 82% just by supplementing with 200 micrograms of selenium every day. Dr. Schrauzer came up with that years ago. Okay, then let's see here. Let's look at heart disease. Well, congestive heart failure, the most common cause of heart death in adults in America, is caused by deficiency of a single vitamin. We've known that since 1742. It was discovered by a Japanese naval surgeon. Cardiomyopathy heart disease is caused by a deficiency of a single mineral. And then coronary artery disease, I came up with that one in 1971. Coronary artery disease has nothing to do with cholesterol or saturated fat in your diet. Cardiovascular disease, coronary artery disease, has to do with inflammation caused by eating things like fried foods, processed meats, deli slices, sandwich meats, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, things with nitrates and nitrites in them, and certainly eating oils, things like olive oil, coconut oil, margarine, mayonnaise, celery, cooking oils, eating gluten. Anything inflammatory is going to work towards clogging those arteries. And then type 2 diabetes is not genetic. We've known for 70 years that's a deficiency of a single mineral. And, of course, Alzheimer's disease has been shown for a long time. The University of California, San Diego, the Salk Institute, and Johns Hopkins, that you can actually reduce your risk of Alzheimer's disease by 80% just by supplementing and eating a certain diet. You reduce your risk of Alzheimer's disease by 80%. That's a prevention. Okay, and once you get Alzheimer's disease, just supplementing with vitamin E alone can show major significant clinical improvement. And then low T, low testosterone, of course, has nothing to do with genetics or ED, erectile dysfunction. This is a physician-caused problem. Of course, also Alzheimer's disease is a physician-caused problem because of lowering cholesterol, because of their incorrect belief that cholesterol clogged arteries. And so many of these things, including Alzheimer's disease, low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, are physician-caused diseases. They want to blame them on your genetics. Nah. Okay. I want you to get a hold of that book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. It shows very clearly, if you supplement with all 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and give your genes, your DNA, your RNA, and your telomeres, the little end caps on your chromosomes, what they need to function properly, you're going to maximize, and I want you to listen to this now, these are very important words, you're going to maximize your genetic potential for longevity, for health, for fending off disease, for strength and speed and intelligence. But if you just eat well and don't supplement with the 90 essential nutrients, to assure you're going to maximize your intake of these nutrients, if you're just depending on the throw of a dice, random chance, what may or may not be in your tomatoes, what may or may not be in your carrots, what may or may not be in your whole wheat bread, okay? Because certainly plants do not manufacture minerals, all right? And there's few minerals in the soil. They can't even make vitamins because it takes mineral cofactors for plants to make vitamins. And so that's highly variable. And so we knew this in the animal industry. The only way we can guarantee the animals are going to get their optimal number of minerals, vitamins, amino acids, and fatty acids to maximize their genetic potential for longevity and for health and fending off disease, including birth defects and so forth, strength and speed and intelligence. You got to consciously supplement with everything you know they need. Everything that's in the food would be value added as opposed to hoping and praying that it's in there. There was a wonderful study that was done by Food Chemistry, a wonderful scientific journal, which looked in 2012, in the April 16th issue of 2012, said, very well-known baby formulas, things like Gerber's, Enfamil, Similac, and others, 8 of them have less than 20% of the minerals and vitamins that our kids are supposed to have. Well, by comparison, dog food has 100%, chicken food has 100%, sheep, pig, cow, horse food has 100%, laboratory rat food, laboratory rabbit food, and guinea pig food has 100%. And so you better be supplementing your kids and grandkids, otherwise you're going to pay the price. Okay, you better be supplementing young couples when they get engaged, when they get married, because if they're not having all 90 essential nutrients, it significantly increases the risk of every birth defect you can name and 10 times that many you can't. So if you're a grandparent who doesn't want to be spending most of your time dealing with disabled children, you better be giving the 90 essential nutrients to your family before they have kids, and you'll significantly reduce the risk of having disabled kids and grandkids. This is under your control. Anything that happens after you know this is self-inflicted. You got to look in the mirror and say, oh my gosh, I sort of really didn't pay much attention to what Wallach was saying, and I didn't, I gave a set of linens to my son and daughter-in-law for their wedding anniversary instead of the 90 essential nutrients. Now I got a kid with Down syndrome that I got to take care of all the time. Okay? You have to get busy here and supplement everybody you love with the 90 essential nutrients, and we can save America. We save America, we save the earth. We'll be back with more truth, justice, and the longevity when dead doctors don't lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, it looks like, according to this story that I got from Fox News, that the death squads could be headed to your town soon. Headline reads, Hospital Death Test estimates a senior's chance of dying within 30 days. They say the seniors better brace themselves because U.S. hospitals are now administering, quote, the death test. It estimates an elderly patient's chance of dying over the next 30 days. It was invented in Australia, where they have socialized medicine. And they say a test weighs 29 different criteria, including blood pressure, respiratory rate, and medical history to determine whether a hospitalization is worthwhile or whether a patient should just be sent home. They say ideas to prevent needless and expensive procedures while allowing patients to spend their last days with loved ones. The author of this, Magnolia Cardona Morell, says most terminally ill people want to die at home, but in fact, 3/4 end up dying in acute hospitals, often after an intrusive, expensive, and ultimately pointless medical procedures. Test also aims to take pressure off doctors and nurses to prolong patients' lives at all costs. And according to this woman, Cardona, they says that I had lots of nurses and doctors saying, we've been waiting for a tool like this for years. When can we start using it? And she says to me, that is an indication that there is a need out there. The test takes just 5 or 10 minutes. So they're going to determine your life or death in 10 minutes, and you'll either get sent home with no treatment. And now that the government's paying for it, if you're in a situation where you're elderly and you're on Social Security and you're no longer paying taxes and paying into the system, you think you're really going to get any health care?
I don't think so. And, of course, this is where longevity comes in. You put oil in your car, Doug, to keep the engine from burning up. You don't wait until the engine's burned up to start putting oil in the car. Last year I turned 75. I'm head steaming towards 76 here real quick. I have never been on a prescription drug. I've never had any surgery. I do have a health file. There's only one piece of paper in it. It's my birth certificate. And I've been taking the 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, twice a day for 68 years. And I'm urging everybody to do this. Just jump in, contact your Youngevity associate, say, okay, I'm more than ready for the 90 essential nutrients now. You're going to certainly add to the quality of a life. You'll certainly add years to your life. And the quicker we do this for our kids and grandkids, the better off we'll be. Remember that prediction that our kids will be the first generation that do not live as long as their parents here in America. Well, that prediction will come true if we don't start supplementing our kids. So I urge everybody to begin to supplement so you don't wind up being at the behest, if you will, of the death committee and their little program. You don't want to do that. There are options that, I have so many people that were given death sentences. Oh, they have 4 days to live, have 30 days to live. Well, it's a couple of years later now, and they're out there working on the farm and throwing bales of hay around and having a great life and have no signs of what the doctor said they had. Many times there's misdiagnosis. Many times their diagnosis was correct, but the doctor doesn't even know all the treatment operations, and all he knows is his chemotherapy and surgery and so forth. And so no matter what you do, get a hold of that trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, and learn how to do all your own laboratory tests. Don't wind up like Andy Rooney from 60 Minutes, dead from a colonoscopic exam. Don't wind up like Dick Clark from American Bandstand, dead from prostate surgery. Don't wind up like Neil Armstrong, our top astronaut, dead from, elective vascular surgery. And Joan Rivers was killed in a storefront clinic. You got to be kidding me. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Doug, for bringing up another one. Don't be a victim. Contact your Youngevity associate today. And we'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Connecticut. And Lisa, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Lisa. You're on the air.
Thank you, Dr. Wallach, taking my call. I have a husband who's he was diagnosed with AFib in October of 2012, and he's very robust. He still chops his own wood and does his own yard work and paints the house and does all these things. And I wondered when we would start to see, we've been on the Healthy Body Pack since, say, June, and when we would start to see positive result that we don't have it anymore.
Okay, how much does your husband weigh?
He's about 100. Well, I'll say he's probably 200, maybe 210, 6'1.5 inches.
Coloring her hair. She may be sneak coloring her hair, and you don't know that. Okay, because when you have aneurysms, you have a copper deficiency, and copper deficiency also causes white, gray, or silver hair. Dizziness can be caused by the high blood pressure. It could be caused by the high blood pressure medication. It could be caused by low blood sugar. Does your mom have any diabetes, do you know?
Yeah, but
okay.
It's 110.
I'm sorry, say again?
It's 110.
Okay, blood sugar is 110, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How much does your mom weigh?
Okay, hello, are you there, Lisa?
I'm here.
Okay, yeah, we had a little electronic glitch there. At any rate, how much does your husband weigh?
He's about 210 pounds, say.
Okay. Now, does he have any history of any skin problems, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea?
No.
Okay, any history of respiratory problems, asthma, bronchitis?
No.
Okay, any bowel problems, constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome?
None of that, just AFib.
Okay,
and,
now, well, first of all, AFib is not a heart problem. Okay, and now doctors will want to install pacemakers and defibrillators. Did he get that done?
Oh, he's on your Healthy Body Pack. I heard you on Benny Hinn, and I said, thank God you said one mineral can cure AFib, and it was selenium. So
well, no, you got a couple of things mixed up. I would have never said that because that's not true. Okay, so you're taking two different stories and mixing them up as one. So let me clarify this for you. Cardiomyopathy, heart disease, is caused by a deficiency of a single mineral selenium, not AFib. AFib is actually a back problem, a squeezing of the spinal nerves coming out from between T1, 2, 3, and 4. T1, 2, 3, and 4, the first thoracic vertebrae. You're talking about degenerative disc disease. Has your husband shrunk any in height since he was 20 years old?
Has he been what?
Shrunk in height? Is he shorter?
I don't think so.
Well, you got to measure him. Because you've shrunk an inch and he shrunk an inch in relative size. You're going to still.
I do. I have, but I don't think he has.
Well, you better measure him.
All right.
See, that's not scientific to say, I don't think so. That's not scientific. Okay? I need you to measure him. Put him on a hard surface like a kitchen floor, bathroom floor, bare feet. Put a pencil mark on the door jamb, and then measure from the floor to the pencil mark. Okay, hang on. I'll come back. I'll tell you what AFib is, and then I'll tell you what to do about it after these messages. All right, let's go back, Doug, to Connecticut and Lisa. All right, again, when you have AFib, doctors want to run up a bill on cardiac procedures of $500,000 when really it's not even a heart problem, it's a back problem. You have degenerative disc disease, you might have bone spurs involved in there, osteoporosis, resulting in a squeezing of the roots of the spinal nerves that come out from between T1, 2, 3, and 4, the first four thoracic vertebrae. And these spinal nerves control the rate and rhythm of the heart. And so basically what I would do, obese and high blood pressure and bone-to-bone arthritis, those are three pretty heavy-duty diseases. And so I'd get her on a gluten-free diet, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. The aisles in the grocery stores are full of gluten-free foods now because 30 to 80% of anyone population has gluten intolerance. So get her shopping in the gluten-free aisles of the grocery store. No gluten, no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, no oils whatsoever, and no carbonated drinks with meals, particularly when you have bone and joint and cartilage problems. No carbonated drinks with meals. The carbonated drinks an hour before the meal, during the meal, hour after the meal, so effectively 9 hours a day, no carbonated drinks. And this includes the benign ones that are like diet drinks and club soda and Perrier water, ones you think of as being benign. They cannot have any carbonated drinks. Then I would give her
2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at dinner time. That's 2 canisters per month. We have what we call, let's see here, it's Woman's Omega, which is made out of I'm sorry?
Is it the Prohoba one?
Yeah, it's called Woman's Omega, and it's actually made from evening primrose oil, which is kind of a flower seed oil. So there's no fish in it whatsoever. There's no fish oils in it. So it's called Woman's Omega. I'd go that direction with her. I'd have her take 3 of those 3 times a day. That'll help with inflammation, discomfort, and pain. I would also have her take what we call Cal Toddy. I want her to have 3 ounces a day of Cal Toddy, an ounce at breakfast, an ounce at dinner, and an ounce at bedtime. That's going to help her with her blood pressure. That's going to help her support and promote maintenance and repair of the bone. But for her cartilage, because she got bone-to-bone arthritis of the knees, for her cartilage, I want her to take what we call Fucoid Z, Fucoid. It'll do the same thing that the glucogel will, but glucogel is made with shellfish, again, shrimp shells and that kind of stuff, so I'm not quite sure. When you say she's allergic to fish, is it mackerel or shrimp? I need to know that. Okay, so we're going to play it safe here and give her one with no fish or shellfish or any kind in it. It's called Fucoid Z, Fucoid-Z as in zebra. I want her to have 15 of those capsules a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. And this is extracted, the fucoidin, the basic substance in there, is extracted from a red marine algae from Tasmania, and it has the ability to support and promote maintenance, repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, and so on. Now, to help her lose weight and to help her metabolism, I want her to have 3 Sweeties 3 times a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. There'll be 3 bottles a month of the Sweeties, and that will support and promote healthy fat, carbohydrate, and sugar metabolism at the cellular level and support and promote healthy blood sugar levels. And then if she has any little piece of depression or anything like that, I'd also have her take what we call de-stress capsules. I have her take 3 of those twice a day because it goes by body weight. That's 2 bottles a month of the de-stress capsules. And I'm going to need you to call me every 2 weeks, if you would, Tammy, about your friend. I need to know her emotional state, her blood pressure, her weight. She wants some pain relief. We can give her some topical pain relief for her knees and any other joints that are painful. Our muscle groups, this would be what we call CM cream. If she really wants some strong pain relief, she can lavishly put on the knees and any other joint in her body that's painful. And so she really should get about 4 of the bottles of the CM cream per month. Call me every 2 weeks. Don't forget, get her on a gluten-free diet also. Okay, let's see here, Douglas, go to callers.
All right, let's head to Greenfield, North Carolina. And Audro, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Audro, you're on the air.
Dr. Wallach,
yes.
The reason I call you today is, and how you doing, by the way?
Very
I
fine,
got
thank you.
gray and white hair mix, and I need to find out exactly what I need to take to get rid of it. I heard I speak before, and you told me about the copper, but I need to know the name of the product that I need.
Okay, sure. Well, when you have gray hair, white hair, silver hair, whatever color you want to call it, it indicates you have a very dangerous situation. You can have ruptured aneurysms, you get varicose veins, which can lead to thrombosis and blood clots here and there, some of which can be fatal. It also means you might have hemorrhoids, you could have aneurysms, which could be very rapidly fatal if they rupture, contributes to arthritis and so on. What do you weigh, Audro?
I weigh about 190 pounds. I'm 5'7".
Okay. Well, here's what I want you to do. Give up all the bad stuff. No fried foods whatsoever, no exceptions. No oils, no exceptions. No processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, no exceptions. No carbonated drinks with meals. That means an hour before, during, an hour afterwards. Let's see here. Then the supplement program goes like this. And again, it goes by body weight. And hang on, we'll come back. I'll give you your supplement program right after these messages.
We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity 95 Crusade. And Doug, let's go right back to South Dakota and Al. and his 12-year-old Great Dane, who the veterinarian thinks got lymphoma. Okay, and so basically what I would do is add two things to the dog's program. I'd go ahead and give the Z-Radical and 70...
Z-Radical and De-Stress.
Yeah, okay, Z-Radical, okay. Yeah, I'd go ahead and give 2 ounces a day of the Z-Radical, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. And the De-Stress is great. I'd go ahead and give 3 of those a day. And then I would also give one of the supplements, a multiple. Is a dog on Arthrodex? I'd go ahead and stir up 3 scoops of the Arthrodex in some milk with an egg. Whip that up, and then go ahead and dose the dog with it. If you find that they throw it, she throws it up, give it half in the morning and half in the evening, or a quarter. A couple hours later, give a quarter. A couple hours later, give a quarter. A couple hours later, give a quarter. We got to keep the nutrition going in at the same time. Got to let that Z-Radical and the De-Stress work. And then call me in, say, a month. Let me know how that dog's doing. Okay, Doug, got time to do another one?
Yeah, let's head to Pennsylvania. And Linda, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Linda, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. I'm on your program. I'm calling in for a 2-week report. I lost 5 pounds in 2 weeks. I'm on the ASAP.
Okay.
I have gallbladder. I don't have no gallbladder. I have degenerative disc disease, scoliosis, and spine, bone and tendonitis in my feet.
Okay, how much do you weigh? Well, we got a moment here. How much do you weigh?
I was at 180. Now I'm down. I lost 5 pounds.
Okay, good. And how tall are you?
5'7".
Okay. So, are you taking any of the multiples, any of the Youngevity multiples?
No, I'm on the Ultimate Enzymes, Beyond Tangy, Beyond Osteo FX, EFA Plus, Glucogel, and the ASAP. That's what you put me on.
Yeah, okay. Well, I would just stick with that. Okay.
I'm in a lot of pain, Dr. Wallach.
Okay.
I have OxyContin, 20 milligrams.
Okay, well, stop. How much Glucogel are you taking?
16 a day.
Okay, good. All right. You're taking either the CM Plus capsules or the CM Cream topically where you have pain?
No, that CM Cream, I tried it before. It didn't do nothing.
Okay. Well, I'd go ahead and have them ship overnight the CM Plus capsules, and I'd go ahead and take 9 of those a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That'd be 3 bottles a month. The CM Plus capsules. Okay. And they're an oral thing. You take orally, and it gives you global anti-inflammatory effects, anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties. In other words, reduces discomfort and pain, and supports anti-inflammatory responses by your body. Okay, so that you're going to have a reduction in the discomfort and swelling and pain and so forth from all the stuff going on with your back and so forth. But what should I say? Have you ever been to a chiropractor with your back stuff?
Yeah, I've been going to a chiropractor, but he gives me that. He shoots me up with that. What the heck's it called? Not cortisone, the other one.
He gives you is he a chiropractor?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's giving you injections of cortisone?
Not cortisone, the other one.
Prednisone?
No.
Okay, well, I'm amazed that a chiropractor is able to give injections in Pennsylvania. Okay, at any rate, get these CM Plus capsules, and that, along with the CM Cream topically, should give you what you're looking for. And you can actually have them send it to you overnight. That's kind of the direction I would go. I would not go for narcotics or anything like that. All right, give me a call in a couple of weeks. Let's see here, Doug, how much time we got?
You got about 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay, everybody, don't forget my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and learn how to protect your family from the medical system. Remember, they kill, injure, and infect 15 million of their customers at their workplace every year. They don't even get an OSHA ticket. Well, who else can kill, injure, and infect 15 million of their customers at their workplace every year and not even get an OSHA ticket? You got to do these things yourself. You save your family, you'll be saving America. And I urge you to do these things. Contact your Youngevity associate today and get a hold of my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. You'll see how you can deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and aromatherapy oils. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.